Hello riders, hello, how are you? And welcome to my channel. This is Lady Vasori, and let's get ready for the ride. Y'all don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.
All right, y'all, gather round. This one here is for the folks who keep asking, why are women so hard these days? Because I'm gonna tell you, okay? Y'all don't look at my eyes. I have eye infection, so I don't have nothing on. But I'm gonna tell you, and I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. See, you can't be the leader of your household. Hell, you can't even be the leader in your own life if you can't have a real conversation about any issue, especially when that issue is you. You hear me? Some of y'all want to shut down the second things get uncomfortable for you. And I'm gonna give you a news flash. We can't both sit up in our feminine energy. We can't both sit up in our feminine energy waiting for the other to handle the tough stuff. So this is why women are so hard. This is why. Let me take y'all back down memory lane. I remember growing up watching the men in my family, and when a problem came up, the real ones didn't go silent. They didn't disappear. They didn't go in there and watch TV or out in the garage drinking them a cold natural. They handled it, even when it got heated. They stood in it and they worked it out. Sometimes it wasn't pretty, no, but it was handled. It was handled. But these days, y'all, too many men want to play passive. And that don't really work for me. Soon as you call out something real, they get quiet. They won't answer. Want you to drop it. Want you to sweep it under the rug. Want you to move on from it. My husband now do that. I ain't gonna lie. He do that shit. But let me ask this. What are we moving on from if we never actually worked it out? If I'm presenting something to you, and this is just general talk. If I'm presenting something to you as your woman, are you gonna listen to it? Take it in? What? Here's the thing, y'all. A woman doesn't get hard because she wants to. Y'all know that, right? She gets that way because somebody had to step up. One of y'all had to step up. Somebody had to carry what was left hanging in the air. Bills, children, school, clothes, money. If the man won't lead, if the man won't hold space for the hard conversation, guess who does? The woman. Every time. And y'all wonder why so many women walk around with that edge. Oh, she got an attitude. She do, because she can't never live a soft life. That attitude. She got that attitude because she got to always stay hard. It's not because we woke up wanting to fight the world. It's because y'all set the tone and then dipped out of the room. You left her in the room by herself. So what we gonna do? We ain't gonna run behind you, especially not me. We're gonna stand up in it and do it regardless by ourselves. It's all about energy and the roles that you have to play. Sometimes y'all wonder why my lady's so hard, because you ain't taking some of that brunt. Now let's talk energy, but before, listen. Let's go ahead into the energy part, because you know I keep it spiritual. I'm getting beside myself. Hold on. Let me put this phone down. I get mad about it. Masculine and feminine energy isn't never about gender, spiritually speaking. It's about balance. I'm a Libra, y'all. It's about who's leading, who's holding, who's building. Y'all see, in a healthy household, both energies flow, but somebody got to anchor it. One of y'all gonna do something way better than the other one. But it should not be one doing way more than the other one. You can't be in your feminine, emotional, avoidant space 24/7 and call yourself the head. Impossible. If you shut down every time there's tension, then you're not leading. You're running. And when you run, that leaves your woman to put on armor she didn't want to. She has to put on that armor she didn't want to wear because she don't feel protected. Let me turn my light on. And let me say this too. I know not every man was taught how to lead or how to sit with his feelings. But at some point, you got to decide to grow past what you see or didn't see. Growing up. Grow up. Because that's what some of y'all don't do. Grow up. You want to play house and have all these responsibilities, but you are not growing up. What does it do to the relationship? When a woman has to constantly switch into survival or protective mode, something in her spirit hardens. That softness, that surrender, that being submissive, that peace y'all claim to want in a woman, she cannot exist when she's always on guard. Always filling in for what you won't face. Somebody speak in the back. And don't get me wrong, don't never get me started on communication. Y'all have the worst communication, some of y'all, most of y'all. If the only way you know how to deal with conflict is by shutting down on your old lady or storming off because you're not ready to have that hard conversation, you're not leading. Again, you're hiding. So how can she follow you when you are running away? Leadership requires presence, even when you're uncomfortable. It's like a job. You can't be a leader if you can't lead people, okay? So if you look at it, the issue may be you. Let's be even more clear. Some of y'all can't handle when the issue is you. The second she brings up something you did, something you don't like, you get defensive, you get silent. But let's be honest, if you can't look at yourself and own your part, you ain't ready to lead nothing but confusion in your household. Because she don't know where you're going. She don't know if you want to protect her or be soft. What the fuck we got going on? And ladies, let's stop pretending that it's okay. Stop shrinking yourself just to keep the peace. I did that a lot, and I still kind of do it. And I'm sick of it, actually. With anybody. Stop doing all the emotional labor while he sits in silence. If he can't hold space for your conversation, maybe he doesn't need a seat at your table. Some of y'all need to do some spiritual work for growth and shadow work. This is bigger than men versus women. Okay, I don't want it to go there. This is all about healing, about doing your shadow work. Men, I'm talking to y'all too. Your household can't heal if you won't face your own shadows. Women, your spirit can't soften if you're always forced to be the strong one. I was always forced to be the strong one in every relationship. We talk about feminine energy like it's just about being pretty and soft. No, Feminine energy is about power, but it's not meant to be the only power in the room. When both folks are feminine or in their feminine, because, you know, it goes both ways. You avoiding, you're going to be emotional, you're going to be ungrounding. Nothing gets done. Somebody got to rise up. And why it's always the women? Boop. Boop. We need help. So here's what I want y'all to do. Here's what I want you to do. If you're a man watching this, check yourself. Okay? When was the last time you sat down and had a real conversation about your own mess? Not her, not your job, not your mama, you. And if you're a woman, I want y'all to stop picking up what he drops just to keep everything nice. It's okay to expect your partner to grow up and show up. I know I expect mine to. And when he drops the ball, I be, honey, we're not doing that. And he'll lift it right back, pick that ball. I'm tired of you putting down though. If we want better relationships, if we want real leadership in the home, we got to start with honesty. We got to talk. We got to communicate. And sometimes we got to admit we're the problem. I can be a problem with being authoritative. I can be that because I have no other choice. That's all I have ever been in my life, was the authority or the woman in forefront in my house. Soft living, I've done that, but not for a long time. So next time you wonder why women walk around so hard, they walk around so unbothered, so ready to handle it all by themselves, ask yourself who taught her she had to. Most likely it was a man who couldn't lead, couldn't talk, couldn't own up, couldn't walk, couldn't get to the job, couldn't just grow, everything. We're not here to compete for who can be the softest. But somebody's got to be strong, baby. But it can't be the woman all the time. Her back is getting broke. We can't both be in the same seat. You want to lead? Then act like it. Show up, talk it out, and do the work. And it's most of the time jobs and household things. Let's heal these households, y'all. One real conversation at a time. You don't want your old lady to leave you? Heal your household, sir. Stop allowing her to pick up everything. You can't do nothing without her. No, she has to not do. Can she do nothing without you? Let her be the one, getting picked up. Listen, if this hit you, y'all drop your comments. Drop your thoughts. Tell me your story. Women and men both. How do we break these cycles? How do we heal? How? I'm telling you everything. Men, this is why we have to always be hard. Okay? If you're new here, welcome in. Again, y'all, I try to drop fresh videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on. It is so greatly appreciated. But we keep it real over here. I talk about things that a lot of people want to keep hush-hush. I mean, these are some of the things that come up a lot. I don't want to worry. I don't want to be heavy. I want to be the main character in the story, female, but I don't want to be the main character energy while I'm holding everything down. Worried about bills. We know how that go. Can't talk about nothing. Cut the conversation if it ain't light and heavy. You don't want to talk type energy. Ain't nobody doing that. Y'all, we got to talk about bills. We got to talk about flow. We got to talk about people. We got to talk about the kids. We got to talk about how we're going to eat next week. We got to talk about all of that. Why is it always the woman doing the heavy work. Even if a man brings in the money, why is it not talked about? Like, okay, we got to do the bills. It's not unlimited money. You spend more than you bring in type shit. Y'all, I have been doing this all my life. Previously, before my husband now. We don't have any issues, but he can drop the ball sometimes. And I'll be like, hold on. But previously, y'all have always heard me say I used to build a bear. Or even the old man relationship. He was doing bare minimum shit. So $500 a week, but the house was, I had a huge house. I think it was about $1,500-$1,600 back then. I mean, what about the light bill and the water bill and the cable and it was more than, y'all, it's just no. It's a no for me. At this point in my life, y'all, this Libra right here, I'm to the point where I am so sick of my women allowing this. And it's a lot of us. I get it. I get it. It's raining, y'all. But that's my spiel. That's how I feel. And I hope somebody ate from the plate. We got to do better. Okay? Y'all have an amazing rest of y'all day. And I'll talk to y'all later. Ashe.